Hello.
Hello, Veronica, and hello all. We are ready for Veronica and Erik's first monthly Q&A for September. Are you ready?
I'm way ready, and Erik is charged up and ready to go too.
As always, happy birthday, Erik.
Thank you, thank you.
Sorry I didn't give you a present. I'm your present. All right, so we're going to go through these questions. As some of you guys did not add your name, so next time if you, I don't know, you don't need to put your name, but hopefully you'll recognize that it is your question. So let's start out with one by Cassandra B. Can you tell me what type of employment my husband should pursue to improve his finances?
To improve his what? I'm sorry, I missed the end.
His finances.
Oh, okay. So let me just get with Erik here for a minute. So the very first thing is look outside what you've normally been doing, and he's saying to do something with your hands, something that's very sophisticated. It's labor intense, but it's also a specialty, something very sophisticated, and it's outside of the box, something you've not been doing.
Is it some sort of artistic thing or technical thing, or?
It's a building. It's a construction. He's saying construction just to give you the illustration of what it is. It could also be something intricate with some sort of machinery, constructing something using machinery.
But he needs to find that out for himself, probably.
Correct, and it's something different than he's been doing. So look outside the box.
Okay, awesome. Here's one. My question. Can you confirm anything specifically that I was told during a complimentary reading I had with Kim O'Neill on May 4th, 2017? Validation questions are kind of tough, people.
Yeah.
Try to shy away from them.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I want to be very clear about this, as Erik is saying to me, get out there and tell him. It's moment-to-moment guidance is what we do, and it's about free will and free choice. So what was happening in that moment maybe just isn't going to happen, or in this moment, I'm not going to pick up on it. And Erik is going, agree. So
what can you tell her to make her feel some comfort?
The best piece of validation we can give you is what she told you about employment, work, earning money is absolutely spot on.
Okay, well, that's good. Hopefully it's good. All right, my family life is very negative right now. I am unsure if ending my marriage will alleviate the many problems. Will it?
Leaving your marriage is not the answer. The answer is to look for the lessons, develop the self, and then move on. Erik says never find answers outside of yourself.
Oh, yeah. So this relationship with her, in her marriage, or his marriage, I'm not sure because they don't give a name. It could be some sort of lesson, some sort of spiritual contract to help one or both of you guys learn something very valuable. So maybe if you just seek what that lesson is, appreciate and embrace the value in it, then things will get better.
Erik says, right on, Mom. You got it.
Okay.
Right.
My question, here's another one, no name. My question is for my future me. What is my calling, I guess, in the next 2 to 2.5 years?
I'm hearing calling to be purpose, and my purpose is all about creating healing in the world. And healing, Erik's going, it starts within. Stop bandaging and your boo-boos. Stop putting Band-Aids on them. Work within yourself. Go deep within, because what you've been attracting is going to keep coming back at you. And your purpose is not involved in that once you heal the wound. Gosh, that was a lot.
Wow. So she has some wounds that need healing. Any way she can do that?
You know what? It's reflection. And listen, he's saying to me, people get mixed up with purpose and living their life. Your purpose is to live your life at the highest level possible. And so healing yourself and being in the full, complete energy that you were created to be is totally living your purpose.
Good.
So that's the answer.
So she needs to do that, and then her calling will involve healing.
Exactly, and will be evident. He's saying there will be no mistake as to what it is. It'll be evident once all of he's calling it scar tissue is out of the way.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Did I live in Topkapi Palace in one of my past lives? If yes, who was I and when? Do you know anybody from that life now? If no, can you give me any information from my past life? So basically, this is from Alan C. Basically, we only ask one question. So I guess,
Right.
Erik, you pick what the most important question is for this person.
And so you've never lived there.
Well, why is she or he picking up on this?
You've never lived there because what's happening is energies are being confused. There's somebody in your life that's close to you that has lived there, and there's a connection of energy, whether it's a partner, whether it's a sibling, somebody that you share DNA with, and it's getting a mixed message there, but you have never physically lived there.
All right, who is it that has lived there? A sibling?
It could be. This person would have to identify who they're closest to because it's somebody very close to them.
Okay.
So what I'm seeing is I'm seeing DNA, I'm seeing sibling, but Erik's telling me not to rule out somebody that's a life partner or somebody that's a love interest.
Okay, maybe more than one comes from this place. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. I would be grateful if you could ask Erik if I should continue with my marriage to my husband, another one of these, or call it a day. Lulu B.
So Erik is saying that the easy way out would be to walk away from the marriage and just say, okay, I give up. Now, he's prefacing this for this person specifically. If there is physical abuse, don't be afraid to take that way out. If there's not physical or mental abuse, he's saying mental abuse, again, he's going to go back to, he's going, oh, there's a theme for today. It's looking at the lessons within the sacred contract of marriage.
All right. Well, so, what do you see in the marriage that's going quote unquote wrong, even though there's no right or wrong? Erik, what do you see?
He's using aloofness. There's an aloofness. There's a distance. There's a disconnect. Not picking up on the abuse so much. Perhaps it can be perceived as abuse because there's a shunning away, a pushing off of.
Okay, so maybe there's not a
strong... Lonely. He's telling Erik says there's loneliness.
Oh, okay. So the husband and her are not connecting intimately.
Mm-hmm.
Would marriage counseling help?
I'm sorry?
Would marriage counseling help?
You know, talking it out is definitely something Erik says can never hurt anything. He's telling me you can never talk enough. Go figure.
I know you couldn't. All right. Here's another one. Hi, Erik and Veronica. Will my son be able to handle the issues he is having at school, or do we need extra support for him? Thanks, and God bless both of you, Chris.
Intervention is not necessary at this time. And when it is necessary, it'll be with the authorities in the school district, in the school. Erik is telling me the higher ups. So Erik, clarify me. Oh, like the administrative level. But it's not time now. There's no intervention that's necessary right now. It's, in fact, Erik is saying to me it's overreaction. Oh, that's
who's
Erik,
overreacting?
The mom or whomever wrote that.
Okay.
Letter.
So, is there anything that she could do to make herself feel better and to help him?
Just know that everything's playing out the way it should, and above and beyond everything else, we want to keep our children safe. Erik's saying, Mom, you know that, but Mom, you know that what's going to happen is going to happen, and I'm not implying, we're not implying that it's going to happen there, but he has to live his course.
Okay.
But now is not the time for her to intervene.
All right. Will I ever have a career centered around metaphysical things? Maybe I'm just supposed to write a book. I just don't feel like my current government contractor job is right for me for the rest of my life. Again, no name, but hopefully, Erik, you can pick up on his or her energy. Okay,
so he's you're a right brainer in a left brain job, and it's a way to earn the money. And unfortunately, we're using the word unfortunately, but you got an income. Metaphysics is not a field that's going to pay you what you get paid, and you need a certain amount of money to live. And so taking the leap right now is not the time.
Will there be a time?
The only way that there will be a time is if you get schooled, you get educated, and you And it's not, Eric's saying it's not about the degrees, it's not about anything like that. It's about getting into the right mindset of knowing what it is that your strengths and your natural abilities are. Because anybody can go get a degree and let's just say Reiki. Whatever they do with it is going to be based on how they view things and how, how holistic they really are in their whole life.
I see. Well, maybe it's something that he can sort of ease into while he's working, or she. I don't know.
It's a passion. It's a passion. And we totally feel that. It's a passion. But if earning money, and I get the sense that, we're seeing a bag. This is like debts kind of being drugged with us, monetary debts. So.
Okay. All right.
Slow the roll.
Okay. My question is it my contract to be overweight?
No, Erik says no, it's not your contract to be overweight. What is in your contract? Discipline. Erik, discipline is in your contract. Learning discipline.
Like self-discipline?
Any kind of discipline. Knowing when to say when. From attracting certain people, from doing certain behaviors, from Erik's word, boundaries, he's saying.
Including boundaries for ourselves, because I've been known to not have good boundaries when it comes to eating things I shouldn't eat or eating too much. So,
boundaries.
So she just needs to be mindful of that, I guess, huh?
Just be mindful of the boundaries, and also just notice, also we can see something that's not spoken. So there could be a possibility of something that's repressed, that hasn't come out yet, that's creating this need to be an addicted personality.
Would therapy help?
Therapy always helps. I mean, I'm a huge advocate for therapy if you're in the mindset of therapy. Self-work is definitely on the agenda. Would you agree? Self-work. Yeah, explore the self.
Okay. All right, I have a question about career. I have a decent corporate job that's not fulfilling and not a good fit for me. I'm stressed and unmotivated most of the time. I've started a freelance business on the side doing something I enjoy, but I'm unable to quit my corporate job, again, the same pattern, to focus on it due to my financial situation. Is it worth spending the time and effort pursuing the freelance work, or should I instead focus on changing my attitude and motivation about my corporate job? I feel stretched in two different directions right now. Thank you, Christina from Canada.
So, Erik's emphasis is on free. So you said freelance, and Erik went free. And so the reality is freedom comes when you can do the freelance work. We're doing this, we're balancing, we're figuring out how to do both of them simultaneously, because you can't cut your nose off to spite your face.
Right.
So he's screaming freedom, at all costs, you must have freedom. And so I'm saying just balance that with your personal obligation. Also, I personally am picking up there's an addiction, expending.
So there's another boundaries,
Rein it in. Yeah.
Pretty common.
So free.
Okay, here we go. Page 2. Thanks so much for the amazing and healing work you both do here on earth and in spirit. Y'all are so awesome. So my question to Erik is, who are some of my spirit guides? And is Abraham Lincoln one of them? Because I've always loved good old Abe my entire life. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so true. He's an awesome soul.
Actually, you're a descendant of Abraham.
Oh, wow.
So you've got DNA, you share lineage, and it's no surprise that there's an affinity or an attraction or a connection to him, because there is DNA that you're sharing. So better than a spirit guide, I think.
Wow. But is he a spirit guide too?
Absolutely, because spirit guides are somebody that you share DNA with at one point in time.
I had no idea. Cool.
In some life.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
So, yes.
Okay. I was wondering what my life purpose or mission is. Thank you, Kristen L.
Kristen L., that's a big old question there. Erik, her life purpose. Erik is talking about dogs right now, so I'm not sure what that has to. Oh, animals. something to do with animals, animal communicator, animal healer. It's something to do metaphysically, holistically, and it's outside of the normal 9 to 5. So the fact that he's barking and doing the dog thing, I'm going to say animal communicator. Yes, would you agree? Something to do with animals and healing.
That's cool. And, I think that as the world is more open to all this spiritual stuff, there's going to be a huge need to connect to a lost pet, for example, a pet that's just deceased. So does she have the gift to communicate with animals?
Yes.
Wow. Does she need anything to do to further develop it?
She may not recognize this gift because it comes in such subtle ways to her. It's just natural breathing. So he said just to focus on listening. He's telling me that she may not just be a listener in general, and so it would help to slow down and to listen.
Okay, and maybe feel their emotions and things like that?
Yeah, because here's the thing. He's saying if she wants to get really good at it, really proficient at it, just pick a topic and have a discussion with the animal.
Cool.
Meaning, it's about, say it's about a relationship you're in and you're just questioning things. Just go to the animal. If you have a pet or somebody has a pet, it's really about energy, and pets are energy. Our thoughts are energy. Yeah. And so she'll see it unfold. Okay. And if no one's ever planted the seed for her, that right there is the opening into it.
Okay, good. All right, here's another one. Can you ask Erik if he has any advice for me at this point in my life? Thank you. And I don't know who this is. Maybe the sign up.
I should put name.
Maybe put a name. Okay, I don't know how easy that is to do. All right, go for it. Erik and Veronica.
Can you read it again for us?
Sure. Can you ask Erik if he has any advice for me at this point in my life?
Get your ducks in a row, he's saying. Get your affairs in order. Get things. We're talking about clutter, chaos all over the place. It just helps to have organization.
Okay.
For whatever reason, there's a whole lot of disorganization going on around this energy of this person. We're not saying the life, although it could manifest physically, because Erik's using the term hot mess.
Oh, all right. So, does this person need professional help with this, like a professional organizer or a life coach or anybody?
Get family involved. Get family involved. Have conversations about what's off center. Can I just preface all of this with something? Because Erik's reminding me to say this. No matter who asks the question, there's learning for everybody. So he wants, because he's telling me that he would like everyone to open their minds. And just because it's not their question, if you hear something that resonates with you or that flutters your heart or gives you a little tickle in your belly, it's meant for you to hear. And he's also saying, stop being so literal. So the delivery of the answer isn't always literal. He's saying that's one of the misconceptions, that we have here on Earth, that we're too literal, because when he hears things now no one takes anything literally there. Yeah. So that might be helpful for some of the listeners.
All right. All right. Here's another one. Should I go back to work for my mom, or should I wait until I get another job elsewhere? Working for parents. Oh boy.
Yeah. Erik, should she stay with her mom, or should I'm getting a blank on this one, Erik. If she stays with her mom, there's going to be a lot of compromise. So he's saying it can be either or. It can go either way. But here's what's going to happen. If she stays with her mom, there's going to be a lot of compromise. She's going to give up a lot of stuff staying with her mom to get the green stuff. And is it going to be worth it in the long run? If you're going to go out on your own, you're going to have to move geographically. So, in other words, in your own backyard, there might not be what you're looking for in terms of a job.
Okay.
So, free will. He's saying, and he's doing this free will. It's not going to be a bad thing either way, because there are no bad things. Yes, we know that. So she just has to choose which one she's ready for.
Well, maybe she's supposed to learn how to compromise.
And that very well could be that could be part of it.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to be a trade-off. So if she stays with the mom, she's going to give up some stuff.
Okay. My question is there any healing methods for pancreatic? I don't know, pancreatitis, pancreatic cancer. I don't know what. It's been bothering me for a long time, and I haven't seen a doctor yet. So really, we don't even know if it's something with the pancreas. I would like to know if there are any alternatives. So first of all, what's going on in her abdomen?
We can see a lot of distension, a lot of bloatedness. There may gastric. There's definitely some gastric stuff happening. There's also some lower intestine stuff happening. Could some irritable bowel stuff going on.
Oh, I just read a great article about how irritable bowel syndrome responds really well to low-dose Naltrexone, LDN. So look that up. Go to lowdosenaltrexone.org and, see what happens. Or I'm going to post the title of a book tomorrow that covers everything, including that study about IBS being treated with LDN. Okay.
Beautiful. And the distension could all be from that. At this point, we're not seeing disease in the pancreas per se.
Yeah.
So we are seeing an inflamed, bloated lower belly, though.
Okay. All right, here's another one. I have felt Jason Mitchell Robertson, who died April 24th, 1996, around me before, but can't ever see him in my dreams. I don't know what the question is, but what do you think you need to tell her, Erik, or him?
So the message is Erik's saying it had nothing to do with it had everything to do with circumstances and nothing to do with you personally. So Erik is picking up on some sort of split. It feels like the energy of James is kind of just being standoffish.
Yeah, Jason.
What's his name? Jason? Jason's being standoffish, but it has nothing to do with her per se. Oh, he just doesn't have anything to say. There's just no message.
Okay.
So, but going back before that, it really just know that there had nothing to do with you. So there must have been some sort of fallout or altercation or something, or miscommunication before the passing.
Okay. All right, another one. My father died recently, September 9th. Wow, that is recent, 2017. He had not been sleeping hardly at all and was hallucinating a lot. A chemotherapy-type pill he was taking almost killed him, and his illness started here. I agreed with the nurse practitioner to let him have Seroquel for the hallucinations, a very low dose, and a low dose of trazodone to sleep that night. The next morning he didn't waken, he was hardly breathing, and they had to intubate him. Since he wasn't supposed to be intubated, sedated, and an artificial means of a tube to breathe for him, the doctor asked if my mom wanted him to be extubated and give him morphine to help him pass. She said yes. Apparently his oxygen levels had dropped very low sometime during the night or morning, and he was showing signs of brain damage when he arrived to the hospital ER. The terminal extubation was very smooth, and his passing was very loving. Had about killed me. I'm racked with guilt. So again, not a question, but what does she
Erik,
hear?
Very loudly, his contract was up. It was time. It could have been, forgive the analogy, but it could have been a bus hitting him. It was just time. It was time to go. It would have been one way or another way. Nobody did anything to make it happen. It was just time.
Well, why should this person, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, why is that person racked with guilt?
Well, I'm hearing that Erik said because this person feels like they had something to do with it based on decisions that were made or influences on decisions maybe. And he's just saying, no, it had nothing to do with anybody. So guilt, just there's no guilt to be had.
Okay. My question, did my decision with the nurse practitioner, this might be the same person, to give him those two pills named above, caused him to sleep so hard that he didn't wake up enough to protect his airway, and this was
Oh,
the cause of his passing. I feel like I killed my father. Help me, please. OMG. Oh, of course
I
not.
think we did just answer that without knowing the part two. So
Yeah, I mean,
there's
yes.
there's nothing to be. There's no. You didn't kill your father. Eric's saying he was ready to be received
And
on the other
that's
side.
often a gift. My father, on his deathbed, was in such pain, screaming with
Yeah.
pain, and he couldn't take morphine because he just throws up. So I told the hospice nurse to give him a shot of, of Ativan, and knowing full well that it would possibly cause a respiratory arrest. And he just died in his sleep. It was very gentle, great way to die.
Yeah, and he's you can let the guilt go. It really, seriously, he was received with love.
Yeah. Okay. Here's one from Bobby, Bobbi. Any messages from my brother?
Some things never change. Oh, how do I? The choices you're making in life partners, I don't think I would agree with.
Uh-oh.
So,
Brother disapproves. So what should Bobby do?
yeah. So what do we do here? Take working for you, look at what's not working for you. And it's not just the romantic relationships, it's the whole circle of relationships. It's kind of like if you were going to clean out your closet and you were just going to get rid of like whatever doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't get rid of people, but you can shift their roles.
Well, you can, but I would advise against it. All right.
Yeah, shift your roles.
Spring cleaning.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, here's another one. I am in a now very tense and long job search going on for 2 years. Wow. You should come to Texas. There's tons of jobs here. I'm facing ageism in the marketplace, and I only really recently realized I have a strong resume. I graduated from UC Berkeley, and wow, and I've worked in management, on film, in voiceover, and design, etc. I know predictions are tough to give, but does Erik have a sense that about when I will nail a great job and in what industry and role? I'm getting scared, and I know that only bogs down the process vibration. Thanks, Veronica. Oh, thanks, Veronica. It's from Julie.
Julie, so here is the guidance. You should be rowing your own boat. Sorry. The reason you're not finding it is because it's not out there. You haven't created it yet. Woohoo! Look at that resume. Look at that whole, right? And he's saying go right brain, get it out there, create something, put a package together, become an independent contractor.
Oh, wow. Cool. In what? A right brain industry or a...
Here's the thing. He's saying, what do you love? Julie, what do you love? What is it that lights you up, that sparks you? What do you know is going to change the world? Because with that resume, that credibility that comes with that resume, you could walk in anywhere, present what you created, and it would be a hit.
Awesome. So independent contractor. Ooh, that's so much better than having a boss anyway.
Totally.
Boss. Yeah, awesome. All right, here's one. I'm expecting my third son next year. Congratulations! What do you see my 3 boys' personalities being like when they grow up? And will this one look like his father or not? Thank you. I found so much peace, comfort through your channel. Hope to hear your response. Erica C.
Erica C., there is no doubt that each child will have its own unique personality. Now, it's funny because... Listen, I'm just the deliverer here. Erik is telling me...
I'll shoot the messenger.
He's telling me the 3 Stooges. Now, Erik, come on, get real. He's saying just their personality traits, not whole overall. So the reality is you're going to have 3 very distinct personalities that are going to be fun and engaging and inviting, authoritative, leadership, creativity, and humor.
Oh, all of them are going to have a good sense of humor?
There's a nice blend of it all. So one kid might get a little bit more of this, and one kid gets a little bit more of this, and the middle one's going to be the Eric's telling me the Einsteinish one.
Oh, okay. What about the oldest one?
The oldest one is going to be the Crusader.
Oh, what about the youngest one?
The Crusader is going to be the he's going to be the class clown.
Uh-oh. All right, then the third one?
That was 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this one that she has is going to have soon, is it going to look like the father or me?
Who's ever the darker haired one? We're having a hard time. And wait a minute, because one might be mother.
Okay.
Mother.
All right. Does my dad, Tom Stone, have any messages for me and my family?
Sell the property.
Okay.
Sell the property. And if you're wondering if there's going to be a buyer sooner than later, the buyer will come sooner when you make the price right.
Okay.
So don't get greedy.
Okay. Okay. I have made many wrong relationship choices in this lifetime. I seem to pick men who are somewhat abusive. There has to be a big old life lesson here, or maybe from my past lives. What the heck? No true love this time around.
So Erik is saying, he's screaming this to me, there are no wrong choices. It's a matter of looking at the choice you made and learning from it. And so as the cycle keeps repeating itself, there's something that you're missing. There's something you're not seeing. And sitting back and settling is not the answer. And so as you look at this last relationship that you were in, notice what worked for you and notice what didn't work for you. Because therein lies the answer to attracting the right relationship.
Well, would it be good for her to, because they do so much testing on psychological and compatibility testing on like Match.com or things like that. Would that help?
Really getting to, first of all, she has to get to know who she is and look at the patterns of behavior. If she can identify them first, because here's the thing, if she can't identify the patterns of behavior, it's not like she's taken the full, complete truth to these on-site.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's step 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Will Southern California experience a major earthquake before this December?
Nothing major, but things will get shaken up.
Okay, well, that goes along with this question everybody's asking about September the 23rd. Is something big going to happen on September 23rd?
His answer is no more than usual.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no more than usual. No catastrophic devastation. No.
When will the next major earthquake occur in Southern Cali?
Major as in over 7.9, he's saying, as in 7.9 or over, is going to be late 2018.
Okay. Pack up your bags, peeps. All right. Will it hit any particular city, or will it be more rural?
Southern.
Okay.
It's showing southern.
Okay. My question has to do with my future. I finally started a project that has been my dream for a while, and I hope to make a career out of it. Do you have any advice for me as I go forward to help me achieve this dream?
Stop listening to certain people's opinions about your dream. You give too much weight, too much credit to somebody's opinion who has their own
agenda?
Yes, their own agenda. Thank you. And really, that's going to make you lose focus, and you're going to just kind of veer off the path. You need to stop getting everyone's opinion and
So listen to your
what-
heart. Listen to your heart.
Exactly. Listen to your heart. Trust what you know, because you really do know what you're doing.
Of course. What advice does Erik have for me regarding my next career move and getting on the path to financial freedom? Thank you, Kari. Or Carrie. It could be Carrie.
Next career move. Next career move. It's still in. It's still in the support industry.
Okay.
So whatever you're doing, you support someone, whether it's administratively supporting someone or supporting something. You're still the support person, but there's an elevation of support. So it might be your title changes or the title that you support changes. You're not meant to be in customer service. That's very clear. So if there's a customer service thing happening here, you're never going to be happy.
Okay.
Know where I'm from, but
so what kind of support thing?
It's more like he's showing me the writing, so I'm going administratively, behind the scenes, kind of like the glue to keep things together. Might be even like a support to a vice president, might be a support to a managing director, some sort of support person.
And of course, Erik can't give specifics because this is something you had to find out on your own, but he's just giving you a little bit of guidance as to the path. All right, my stepdad, Jay, transitioned 2 months ago. Is it too soon to hear from him? Can you connect and see how he's doing, if he has any messages for me? I miss him tremendously. Aww.
Jay's a great, big, fluffy teddy bear.
Aww.
Really, the energy of him is very gentle, very soothing. While he's physically gone, he still resides in the space where he spent a great deal of his life. He goes back there. He goes back to home, and he's there. He's waiting to be spoken to. So if there's an apprehension of speaking to him, don't be scared. I was going to say, thank you, scared.
Don't be scared.
Yeah, don't be scared. Talk to him.
Book a session with Veronica at veronicadrake.com, and she'll hook you guys up. All right. Hello, Erik. My name is Melissa, and last week my mother was diagnosed with lymphoma. I am very afraid for her. She is in chronic pain. She can't eat without crying or drink any fluids as well. I guess what I'm asking is, will she be okay? Is there anything we can do to help her overcome this disease? Again, the book that I'm going to post tomorrow, I think it's called The Promise of Low-Dose Naltrexone, talks about how low-dose naltrexone is used to treat lymphoma. And I think they also use IV alpha lipoic acid. Very non-toxic, very easy.
He's telling me the system of the body, the systems. I'm sorry, I'm not hearing the words. Yes, and he's saying just to flush toxins out. Okay. For the pain, as hard as it might be, movement, gentle movement. He's saying yoga.
Okay.
Yoga, like you use the fluidity of the movement, yoga, to the point that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Movement is important.
Okay. What about LDN versus chemotherapy versus, any other alternative?
It's go the least invasive way to the body initially. The other thing is he's telling me things are contained. He's showing me this. So there's a containment of it.
Okay.
So that's a good thing.
Will she be okay?
Excuse me?
Will she be okay, Erik?
Ultimately, we're always okay.
Well, that's true.
So what are you really asking?
Will she be cured by LDN plus chemotherapy plus alpha lipoic acid plus whatever?
5 years is the deciding factor. There's nothing that I can see right now. Here's the thing he keeps saying to me: free will, free will, free will, free will. And so he's like, I want to say, sure, she'll be cured. I want to say, but I also want to ask her, will she do what it takes to be cured?
Yeah. Okay. Now, here's one. Will all my transportations that I take in Southeast Asia be safe? Planes, boats, trains, tiki taxi, etc. This is from Ruben S.
Ruben S. Use common sense. Get in, his words are branded transportation. Stay with branded, well-known transportations. Don't veer off the path.
Okay, that makes sense. Don't do anything. Don't go with anybody sketchy. That's going to offer it for cheaper. All right, so he'll be, if he does branded stuff, well-known transportation lines, then he'll be fine.
You agree? Yes. Yeah, he said it's that simple.
Okay. I want to know what the future holds for Barry and I, and his feelings toward me. His picture is attached, but I don't have it.
I had it.
Okay.
Erik and I discussed this earlier. Now, this may be a little bit difficult to say, but we actually conversed about this because I did see the picture. Be sure you know he is who he says he is.
How does she figure that out?
What's that?
How does she figure that out?
Because when I pulled the picture up, he said to me, he's not sure that that's Barry.
Okay. Why, does she need to do like a background check or something? Is that what you're saying, Erik?
So here's the question for her. Did she, and I would be willing to go a little bit deeper with this if she writes in again, if she's listening to this, because here's the thing. Has she met him in person? Has she seen him? Because Erik is saying something's amiss. Something's a little bit off.
Okay. Yes, you might need to get some.
That may not be the answer you wanted, but that's the answer that has to come through right now.
All right. Another one. My question, as you probably already know, is what exactly is wrong with my brain and nervous system, and how can I truly heal? For instance, what to take, and will I completely heal from this soon? So what's going on with him? That's a lot of questions in one, but let's at least just tell him what's.
We're going to condense it. We're going to condense it to one word. Erik is telling me serotonin.
Okay.
So serotonin, something's off. There's an imbalance. There's a lack of. There's something happening. We can see a lot of brain fog. We can see a lot of, we're not putting two and two together the right way. Serotonin.
So does he need like a serotonin uptake inhibitor?
More.
Okay, more of it. Maybe he's already on it. Okay, he or she. All right, please tell me what has happened to my friend that lives in Minnesota. I have not heard from her in months. Thank you, Cherie, Cherie, in Pennsylvania.
So what has happened? Is there a name for the friend in Minnesota?
No, she didn't give it here.
Okay.
Not heard from her.
He's saying MIA, missing in action. She's definitely disappeared from the computer, from the device. He's saying definitely disappeared. What's going on? She's preoccupied with someone else. Somebody new has come into her life that's taken her attention away. Also look back and see if there was could have been a perceived falling out. That where something may have happened that just frustrated or angered her, and she just kind of took off. So it's twofold.
Okay.
There's that's come in and look at what perhaps may have.
Look at texts, look at previous emails, think back on previous in-person or conversations. Just see if anything she might have misinterpreted. Okay. Dear Veronica and Erik, hi. Okay, well, I asked Emma about my health too through Erik and need a few more answers. I have enjoyed the channelings you have been doing that Elisa has put up with you and Erik. So wonderful. But I just have to say, Veronica, I was raised in the church, Episcopalian. I do love it. I won't give it up. I love Erik too. Well, Erik also says there is a purpose for organized religion, that some people need to go down a known and well-beaten path. So he said that many times before. Yep. Anyway, my question is about my health. Emma says I can get well. It is possible. So now I need to know how to get well. I'm so sensitive to drugs, vitamins, herbal teas, foods, etc. The doctors do not know what to do with me. I have been ill for 15 years now. Bless your heart.
Gosh.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Okay, so here's what we're saying.
Disabled partially. They feel it's chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia. Read that book. the promise of low-dose naltrexone. They have studies on using that for chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. And it says there's a lot of data. They explain the receptors involved and all sorts of just really in-depth stuff. But I do not know if it really is some kind of blood thing going on too with red blood cells. Not all the time, just sometimes. What does Erik suggest for me to get well? I mean, I want to really get to a place when I can drive and go out all day and work out of the house and do things many days in a row. As it is, I do few things in a day, and it takes me weeks to recover from that. I sweat a lot too, but not pain, but numbness and a lot of blood sugar problems. Anyway, basically,
So two things.
How can she get well?
Two things. Bee pollen and B6.
Okay. Would she benefit by low-dose naltrexone?
Yeah, yes, and the reason that this is happening today is because you were meant to bring that book forward. That's going to change a lot of people's lives, and it's going to open up a lot of people's eyes to alternative solutions and get people who are on traditional to see that, hey, there's another way. Yeah. So there's no coincidence that we're here, and that book you're going to put out is going to really affect change for a lot of people.
I hope so.
Bee pollen and B6. And he's saying do your research on them first. Yeah. Don't just take anything I say blindly. Do your research.
Okay, Dr. Erik. All right. Erik, you had mentioned that the vibrations that I am experiencing is the energy from the cosmos in the past readings. What do you see in the future for me in connection with this experience? Am I going to help people, or is it just for my own spiritual growth? So she or he has these vibrations that this person's experiencing, that is the energy from the cosmos. Mm-hmm. Is that for...
Yes, and the image we're seeing is you're being shaken, you're being woken up. This is all part of this next level spiritual movement. You're one of the chosen, and the shaking that we see, the waking up, is literally your soul being tapped to come to the next level, to be part of the modern day mystics, he's calling it. So we're modern day mystics in the sense that we're not going off to some sort of convent or chapel or up on the hill. We're being prepared for real life by real life so that we can take people next level.
Wow, that's awesome. So is this going to be just for him, or will he be able to help, he or she be able to help other people, and if so, how?
It's for him and then or her, and then it's to go help other people, and it's by the word that he's telling me is by being the mouthpiece, being the teacher. So once you learn it, you will go teach it.
Okay, and that'll probably be evident to this person as it unfolds.
Very much so.
My question, next one. My question is whether or not my husband and I will be living in our own affordable home in Nebraska or Colorado. That's from Cindy.
Nebraska.
Okay.
And Nebraska, and when your heart's going to know that it's home. Your heart's going to know that it's home.
Okay.
So if you're going Nebraska, Colorado, feel your heart, but it's like Colorado's like, Nebraska's like, whoa, so he's going Nebraska.
Okay, so when will that move take? When will they find that home? I know free will and all, but at this.
March 2018.
Okay, well, it's coming up. So I guess they should look on Zillow for places to live.
Mm-hmm. But see, the reason is for March 2018 is because they have to get behind the decision. They have to, because right now their energy's so all over the place, right? That they're scattered and all over. They're not, once their heart commits,
then everything goes
right
as it should. All right. Last but not least, my question to Erik is: will I be financially successful when I start my blog in addition to my freelance work and serial business? Cereal. Many thanks. Regards, Mengle.
Yes, success will come when you learn how to weave everything together. So showing me this, weaving it all together. Understand the components to doing what you're doing. Meaning if you're going to blog, it's got to be the right components, the right amount of energy in it, the right education that you're putting out into the universe. I'm not clear. We're not clear. Are they two separate things?
I don't know. I know that it's basically a blog, some freelance work, and a serial business.
I don't know what. All right. So, because we're seeing like everything has to have, because now there's a lot of like all over the place. There's a lot of pieces.
Disconnected. All these are disconnected.
Yeah, it's disconnected. So here's the advice. Get clear about what you're doing, because you got too many ducks in a row. I mean, you got too many ducks that aren't in a row. Excuse me. Sorry. So get clear about what you're doing. And when you're clear about what you're doing, everything will fall into place. There is money to be made with the blog. So focus on get the focus of the blog down.
Okay.
And everything else will come into place. Know who you're talking to with your blog.
That sounds good. Do you think all these things, the freelance work, the serial business, and the blog, can be intertwined? Or
we're thrown by the serial thing. We're not
right.
Unless we're not getting the serial thing.
Should she give that up?
Could he mean serial, SERIAL?
No.
Or
Well, I don't know, unless he misspelled it, or I don't know. It's CEREAL.
Yeah, we're not getting this. We don't understand the serial thing.
All right. Well, maybe that begs for another question next month.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys, and thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Erik. Happy birthday again. Veronica, you can get in touch with her for her next October monthly Q&A at www.veronicadrake.com/questions-for-Erik. And that's all. And you guys, I want you to, as a birthday present for Erik, please go out or go to Amazon and purchase a copy of his book, My Life After Death. You will know everything that's going to happen to you from death till, you'll know the environment you're going to be in, what your life as a spirit will be like. It's very uplifting and very healing, especially if you guys have lost a loved one. You will understand what they've been through and where they are now. So it's like less than $9. I think it's like $8.64, and it's a life changer and a page turner. Check it out on Amazon. Thank you, guys. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.